So the bottom line is you want to take away the right of people, because, for example, there's a lot of ways. I tell you, I could play for you over and over again the president saying that if you like your plan, you can keep your plan. You won't even have the moral courage to admit that he didn't tell the truth. So now you want to appoint 20 people, and 20 people are going to decide whether or not a company gets to stay in business. Now let me just
you can stay in business if you call yourself Fox Entertainment, but the problem is that so many Americans.
And what about NBC News? What about NBC? Do you think that MSNBC is biased?
As I said before.
Do you think MSNBC? Let me just look. You're running for Congress, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me read you. It's called the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law. Apparently not. Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people to peacefully to assemble and petition the government.
What part? Scream your opinion as loud as you want to.
What part?
You can go on any place you want to. You can.
What part of Congress shall pass no law abridging freedom of speech or the press? What right do you have to decide what's news? And what part of Congress shall make no law respecting or abridging freedom of speech or freedom of the press? What part of that don't you understand?
There's a difference between speech and news. I can sit here and if I had $1 billion, start a
news is the press.
Dickinson News Network. Does that mean it's news? No, it means it's news. And
you know what, Mike? Mike, I urge you to do it because nobody would watch and nobody would listen. But you want to run for Congress. You want to be a lawmaker. Our laws. The foundation of our legal system is based on the Constitution. The Constitution clearly states Congress shall make no law abridging freedom of speech or of the press. And you don't seem to understand a simple, basic First Amendment right of the press to do what they think. This has nothing to do with it. Do you know how dumb you sound? I don't even know why I'm arguing with you. I mean, this just sounds so ridiculous to me. But I guess I understand it because I think deep down that you guys on the left, you give lip service to freedom of speech. But until somebody starts exercising...
Is someone like Larry Flint, do you consider his magazine news? Do you consider Howard Stern to be news? Is that news? Is Howard Stern news? Do you consider that to be news? If he had a show called the Howard Stern News Show or the Larry Flint News magazine, does that change the content at all that he says news? Is there a right and a responsibility?
Larry Flint is a pornographer. Howard Stern is a radio host.
If he called his magazine news,
well, you're bringing up hypotheticals that are absolutely asinine because they don't make any sense.
It's explaining. It's what I'm saying.
I don't need you to explain.
Responsibility that comes with making yourself.
Listen, if you would just pay very close attention to the First Amendment, and Congress shall make no law abridging freedom of speech or of the press, then we won't have this problem because we won't need your little government monitors to dictate to newsrooms what they can and cannot be saying, because that's abridging people's freedom of speech. And I think deep down is what you fear is the fact that there are alternative voices in this country, and somehow everyone else in America has the ability to turn the dial, and somehow your fingers and your clicker just are a little bit too stiff and too rigid, and it's too much work for you to apparently turn to another channel. Because if you don't like what you're watching on TV, may I suggest to you, you have the freedom in this country not to watch, not to listen, but you don't have the freedom to appoint government monitors to decide what they think is appropriate for the air or risk taking away somebody's license, which basically is empowering the government to intimidate people that you disagree with. That's basically all you're trying to do.
I disagree. Not at all. I just think that there's a responsibility that comes with calling yourself the news. And if
you're running for Congress, you have a responsibility to learn what the First Amendment is about. Let me suggest you start there. All right, I got to go. Appreciate it. 800-941-SEAN. Getting America back to work. Our campaign continues. Coming up next in our News Roundup Information Overload Hour. Hey, every business needs to have a complete backup solution that you can rely on. That means you have to protect your valuable computer data. I'm not surprised 50,000 small businesses, they already use Carbonite online backup for their computer files. Now, Carbonite provides secure, off-site backup for your entire business. That means no matter how many computers, servers, hard drives you may have. And many businesses are using DVDs and thumb drives to back up, but For complete protection, you need Carbonite online backup.